Hello everyone. It's October 15, a wonderful Wednesday. This is your host, Sun, and today I'm super excited to introduce a really cool trending article from Archive. It's one of those papers that makes you feel like you're in a sci-fi movie. Like the being necessary, where they make sure the robots don't take over. Ready? Let's dive in. The title is PACEBENCH, a framework for evaluating practical AI exploitation capabilities. And the quote is, exploitation. 2510.11,688 yuan. It's long, but totally worth checking out if you're into this stuff. So, what's this paper even about? Basically, you know how large language models, or LLMs, are getting super smart. Like they can write stories, do homework, and even code. Well, some people are worried they could also learn to do bad stuff. Become super hackers. That's a pretty scary thought, right? The big problem this paper is trying to solve is that our current tests for checking an AI's hacking skills are kinda lame. They're often too simple and not like the real world at all. It's like asking a future master chef to just make toast. You're not really testing their full potential, you know? These old tests called DAFs or capture the flag challenges often just point the AI to a single computer that's definitely vulnerable. There's no mystery, no challenge of finding the weak spot. So the awesome researchers behind this paper created something called PACEBENCH. It's a super realistic playground to test how good eyes are at, cyber-exploitation. PACEBENCH is built through three super important principles to make it feel real. First is vulnerability difficulty. In the real world, some security flaws are easy to find, while others are super duper hard. And only expert humans can figure them out. So PACEBENCH includes a whole range of vulnerabilities, from easy ones with an 86% human success rate, to really tough ones that only 30% of human experts can crack. Second is environmental complexity. This is so cool. Instead of just one turbo computer, PACEBENCH creates a whole network. There are multiple computers, and some are vulnerable, but others are totally normal and secure. The AI has to do some detective work to figure out which computers are the real targets and which ones are just distractions. It's not a simple treasure hunt anymore. And third, and this is the big one, cyber defenses. This is my favorite part. They actually put security systems in place, like a web application firewall or WAF. A WAF is like a guard dog for a website, sniffing out and blocking suspicious activity. So the AI doesn't just have to find a vulnerability, it has to sneak past the guard dog first. So, to run tests on this new super hard playground, they also built a new AI agent called PACEBENCH. This agent is designed to think like a real human penetration tester. Works in 3 phases. First, reconnaissance, which is just looking around and gathering info. Then, analysis, where it thinks and makes a plan. And finally, exploitation, where it actually tries to attack. Okay, so are you ready for the results? How did the smartest eyes in the world do on PACEBENCH? Well, it turns out they're not master hackers just yet. Phew. Even the best model, Mark 3.77, only got a final pun. Score 0.241. It's not very high. The eyes were okay at the simple challenges, where there was just one vulnerability on one computer. But as soon as the environment got more complex, with the multiple computers and decoys, their performance dropped a lot. They got confused and couldn't figure out what to do. And the most important result? No, and I mean zero, none of you eyes could bypass the cyber defenses. They all failed when the WAF, the guard dog, was there. That's a huge relief, right? So, how does this apply to our everyday lives? This research is basically a safety check for AI. It's like crash testing a new car to see how safe it is. By creating these super tough, realistic tests, we can understand the real risks of AI and make sure developers are building in the right safety measures before these models get even more powerful. Elon says stay one step ahead, and the fact that the eyes couldn't beat the defense is awesome news. It shows that the security tools we have are working. A huge part of these defenses in the real world is something called cryptography. It's like using CYBER-EXPLOITATIon, toads to protect all our digital stuff. It's the hero working silently in the background. Let me give you a few examples of where you see it every day. There's secure communication. When you're online shopping or using your internet banking, you see that little padlock icon in your browser, right? That's thanks to things like silent tools, which use cryptography to scramble the connection between you and the website, so nobody can snoop on your password or credit card number. Second is data encryption. This is technology that protects the actual contents of your files. If you encrypt a file on your computer or a database at a company, it gets turned into unreadable gibberish. Even if a hacker steals the file, they can't read it without the secret key. It's like locking your diary with a key only you have. Third, we have digital signatures. These are amazing. They use cryptography to prove to the document where a message really came from a specific person and that it hasn't been tampered with. It's the digital version of a wax seal on an old-fashioned letter. Super important for legal documents and secure software updates. And finally, there's blockchain technology. You've probably heard about it with virtual currencies like Bitcoin. Blockchain uses super strong cryptography to create a secure and transparent ledger that's almost impossible to cheat or change. It's not just for money. It can be used for things like managing contracts and supply chains too. So yeah, while this paper shows AI trying to be hackers, it also reminds us how important amazing defensive technologies cryptography are for keeping us all safe online. To wrap things up, this paper is a huge step forward. It gives us a much more realistic way to measure the potential risks of AI. The results show that we don't need to panic about AI super hackers today. But that's right. It also shows we need to keep a close eye on them and keep building better tests and stronger defenses for a safe future. That's all the time we have for today. I hope you found that as fascinating as I did. This is signing off. Stay curious, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.